Before I start this list, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Baqash, double honor to the Apostle, Elder Great Millstone, rule on the teacher. Shalom to 144,000 men that especially believe in His word and all true sincerity and sacrificing their lives and wills to do so. Shalom to the men, women, and children that's tuning in and listening. And shalom to the Israelite foreign scattered about on all four corners of the earth. The Heavenly Father name is Yahweh. His only begotten Son name is Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this video is edifying, quick, and straight to the point. This video will be entitled, You Don't Gotta Believe Us, Baqash. And I titled this lesson because lately an individual named Baqash, I don't know exactly what a group he affiliate himself with, or he's by himself, but recently he made an individual saying he don't believe that MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, to be a physical thing. And, over the time and years, the apostles and elders have went into this breakdown to show that the MOTB is quite physical and not spiritual. You cannot spiritually have the mark of the beast. And people saying it's sin, and it's not sin. The mark of the beast, it's a sin to take it. But the mark of the beast itself is not a sin. The mark of the beast is something that will be physically implanted into your skin and your body. And I'm going to get that as well. But right now, I'm going to grab a few precepts. But ultimately, those that don't believe what the MOTB is, y'all going to see. And not just that we can see this plain as day. These scientists, starting with Elon Musk, the mad scientist, he's experimenting. Within the last 4 to 5 years, you have to be realistic with everything that's going on. There's been more, what's the word I want to use? More brain neurologist implants implanted in people. Neurologist studies has been coming out, and more tests and implants been tested on people, animals within the last few years. And that's just one indication of things being shown. But ultimately, you have things that are going on in today's society that includes the MOTB. You have people are literally running around with this with that device in their hand. There's people that's literally what was that? It was maybe a year or two ago. But if I recall correctly, it's a woman that's really running around here with the MOTB in her hand. Well, with the chip in her hand, let me say it like that. She's running around with a chip in her hand, being able to purchase, buy, and sell. And that's what the times is coming upon and into. She has some money. I don't remember the whole video, but I remember this part stuck with me the most. She had a stack of cash in her hand, at least a few thousand. She had a stack of cash in her hand, right? Now, she could be some type of influencer or whatever, but she had a stack of cash in her hand. And at first, there was no sound on the video. And she had a stack of cash in her hand. So I'm like, okay. And when you start to watch the video, you start to see she put the cash to the side and point to her wrist or something to that degree. But she had a stack of cash in her hand, and she started to purchase things with her. She swiped her hand, and that is an indication that you had an MOTB in your arm. And there's somebody in Detroit, Michigan, running around with that device in their arm to open up their car doors. So now we're coming into the time where that MOTB is going to be mandatory. Now, he did say with that C-hip, that was that he said that was closer to the MOTB. And that was that's a precursor. It was a test run to see how many people will run into it. That C-hip wasn't the MOTB. But let me say this, that the jab, I said it backwards. The jab wasn't the MOTB. The jab was a test run to test the minds of the society and these people from the elites. And that pandemic wasn't even now granted, people was getting sick, but that pandemic was that was a test run for you people to see how you people will fall and react to what's something that's always been around for decades and years. But that he said that C-19 was close to the MOTB, which he wasn't wrong about that. But that was to see how the minds of you people are, because you people are fragile. Y'all people believe anything that's being told on the internet. And now with everything that's coming out about these elites, these people are starting to wake up and see that Esau full of shit. But there's Israelites among those of the circumcision that believe, the MOTB is spiritual. Now, Nathaniel, I don't know his title now, Bishop, King, General, whatever. Nathaniel said, the IUIC said, the mark of the beast, which is the MOTB, is sin. And you can't buy or sell with sin. So they're going to insert, not insert sin. So if the MOTB is sin, how can you buy and sell with sin? And how can you have sin implanted into you? That wouldn't make sense. And over the time in the course of history, within the last 20 years, we've seen Nate change up his breakdown on the MOTB. But I don't want to keep talking. I'm going to give us some precepts, because we don't need people to believe what the MOTB is. Our faith and our salvation is dependent on what individuals say or what they do or don't believe. If you believe, that's great. If you believe, that could be a sign you can be delivered. If you don't, then that's a sign you cannot. You most times won't be delivered. But who am I? The Lord can wake up any individual if He wants. This is Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. What if some did not believe? Yeah, and there will be some that will not believe. There will be Israelites, those that are from the house of Israel, one of the 12 tribes, that will not believe. Just like some didn't believe on Yahweh when he was back 2,000 years ago. So their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh Bashim Ashai without effect. And the words, I'm going to get that too. Yahweh forbid, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightiest overcome when thou art judged. And at the end of the day, just because of the sayings of man don't hold weight, doesn't mean the saying of the Lord doesn't hold weight. Actually, let me get that. What was that? Oh man, that's a lot of scriptures. Let me see. Faithful and true. Actually, let me see. Faithful and true. Did I grab that already? Let me see. Let me see. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the Lord's words hold weight, and the Lord name is important of it, and what He say too. The Lord is a being of His word, and ultimately, just because somebody don't believe does not mean the Lord ain't gonna do it. People didn't think Nineveh was gonna fall. People didn't think Rome was gonna fall. There's been people back then that didn't believe upon the prophecies, just like when Noah was building the ark. Those people didn't believe the word of the Lord. They didn't believe what Noah was saying. Those people woke up and realized that what the Lord was telling Noah to tell to them individuals, that was actually true. Those, just like brothers say, pre-flood behavior. You have people not believing. You have people running around here wholeheartedly believe that, what the Lord said ain't gonna matter. The men wrote the Bible. Yeah, and men have wrote the Bible, but the words of the Lord are the words of the Lord. Let me see. Let me see. This second, yep, that's what I was thinking. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth. And that's a precept for Jeremiah chapter 1 as well, because Jeremiah was told by the Lord to put the word, to speak into the house of Israel, going against the elders of Israel at that time. And also it's prophecy, the prophecy that you Israelites will go into captivity under the Babylonians, and dealing with the sorrows of those that was dealing with the Babylonians, which was our people. So during the time of Jeremiah, like I just mentioned, Jeremiah was a prophet in that time. The people of Israel didn't believe that they was going to go in captivity under the Babylonians, and they did. Verse 2, it caused them to be written in paper. Is the Bible not written in paper? Is it not printed off trees and written in paper? For they are faithful and true. And yeah, the words are faithful and true. The words of the Lord is faithful and true. So at the end of the day, just because it takes time for a prophecy to come to pass, or it takes time for something to happen, that does not mean that the Lord is a liar. Yeah, like it says in Romans chapter 3, and I just read it. Now I'll go back to that, actually. I'm going to go right back to it. Because just because we have people that don't believe what the MOTB is and believe upon the prophecies, and that's a key prophecy. We only got a handful, not more than, if we be honest, we ain't got no more than a handful of prophecies to be popped off. Jacob's trouble was already here. Now it's not fully here yet, in the sense of all of the house of Israel will be going through that. Now granted, the brothers are going through their hell, but we're coming until the time of our persecution. Which that's why I said that. But at the end of the day, Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, Jacob's trouble, and Yahweh Shai's return, and America being destroyed, and Yahweh Shai's return. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. And with everything that's going on, this place ain't gonna be lasting for another. I do not see 5 years. I don't see no more. Now, granted, I'm not saying, that's exactly what's gonna happen, but this place don't have long. The moral of the story is, the moral of the prophecy is, the moral of prophecy is that this place ain't got long to go. Verse 3, this is Romans chapter 3 and I started verse 4 to me. Yahweh forbid, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art be judged. Without art judge. And yet, ultimately, at the end of the day, what the Lord said, it holds weight and it holds validity. Now I'm gonna jump to Revelation chapter 13 real quick, because the mark is nothing. Only thing what's spiritual about the mark is that the Lord told us not to take it because we could be destroyed for that, and I'm gonna get that. But the mark ain't a spiritual mark. The mark is a physical mark. Now, let me see. How did I work this out? Okay. Where is it? In the leading coordinates. Okay, so this is Greek. Okay. Now I'm gonna get the let me see. I'm gonna get the word for mark real quick. Mark, charagma, which is in the Greek, charagma. Now, those that don't go to the Greek and Hebrew, which you need to know the Greek and Hebrew in order to break down the meaning of words, which is important, because if the apostles weren't able to know the Greek and the Hebrew, we wouldn't have the resources it is today. A stamp. Now, the outline of biblical usage states that it's a stamp, an imprinted mark. So, when you mark something, okay, let's say tattoos, right? Tattoos cut through the skin layers. That's a mark. You can't wash that off. A mark ain't something you could. A true mark is something you cannot wash off. It stays on you. Just like Cain was marked with leprosy. That shows today. That's a mark. The mark of leprosy, boy, ain't no joke. Of the mark stamped on the forehead or in the right hand, as the badge followers of Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses, yeah, just like slaves was branded too as well. That was a mark. Horses are branded too with that iron. I don't exactly know the name for it, but you put a hot iron, put some iron in like a fire, and heat it up real hot, and you stamp it on there, on the horse skin, just like they did with slaves. They branded us with hot iron to know that who your slaves are. And yeah, thing craved, sculptor, engraved, and work. And yeah, sculptor. They scope out. They mark. They mark. They like. Okay, so for example, right, when something is made in a different country or something is made for somebody in particular, they put their not stamp of approval, but they put their name on it. Well, it could be used as a stamp of approval, but they put their name on it. A stamp. A mark is a stamp. The MOTB is a stamp. A C-hip implanted into your skin. No matter if it's on your forehead, the back of your head, your leg, your arm, your chest, no matter, stomach, it does not matter. If you get that MOTB, you're going to be destroyed. Now, from there, I got Revelation 13. I might as well read it while I'm here. It's Revelation chapter 13 in verse 15. And he had power to give unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should speak and cause that many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And meaning those that don't take the MOTB will be killed. Those that do not worship this Roman system and conform with Esau Edom laws and what he want, which is through his NWO, the New World Order, will be killed. Now there will be Edomites that don't take the chip. They don't mean they ain't gonna make it, but at the end of the day, those that do not conform to the laws and standards of society, and those that don't take the MOTB, which if you don't take the MOTB, that means you're not conforming and not agreeing with what the government wants you to do, which means you're an outlaw. We're gonna be pilgrims upon the earth. That's in 2nd Esdras 15 or 16, if I'm not mistaken. We be pilgrims upon the earth, and at some point, those troops are gonna come at our doors. And those that had the MOTBs are already going to be they already written in that second death. And causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. It don't matter how great of a person you are. It don't matter your status in society. Free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand, forehead, or in their right hand, or in their foreheads. So if that mark just goes in your right hand, those that say, oh, it could be your shoulder, your left shoulder, no. If you are stamped and branded with that thing on any part of your body, your foot, your toe, your arm, your head, the back of your head, your shoulder, your left bicep, left tricep, don't matter. Your metatarsals, all of that, it does not matter. If you get stamped with that thing, you're done. You're fried. You're cooked. And in that no man might buy or sell, save that he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And yeah, ultimately, if you do not have the MOTB, you're going to be an outlaw. You're going to be one of those. You're going to be branded as a rebel. Or you could be branded as, no, let me not say rebel. Well, rebel, you could. Well, I would say rebel in a sense because you're not conforming to the laws. And yeah, outlaw and rebel. You will be considered an enemy of the state, public enemy number one, quite literally. And that's a part of our persecution, as well as dealing with friends, family, girlfriend, whatever, woman. Well, let me not say girlfriend. Women that and children that can turn you in to the authorities if you do not take that MOTB. So that's exactly what that is. Now, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Now I'm gonna jump to Revelation chapter 16. Oh shit, we gotta go back. Okay. Let me see. And this is Revelation chapter 16 and verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the man which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. And yeah, that means the noisome and grievous sore is a cancer. That's going to leave a mark on your body. You shouldn't. It's already bad enough that we are injecting chemicals and shit in our body, not purposefully. Now, there's something that we'll do purposefully, but we are getting injected with chemicals and shit in our body. So you have to think, when you insert that chip into your body, that chocolate chip in your body, that chocolate chip is giving off radiation. It's a tracker. It can be used in the form of a tracker. It could be used in the form of currency. Just like at the vet, or when you get your dog getting shots and all of that. They're just like they do with an animal. Just like I just read, just as the scripture said, when you go into that word charagma, a stamp. That just like with dogs, they put chips in dogs too to track them. So they're going to put chips in us to track our movements, chocolate chips in us to track our movements, to buy and sell. And they can use them things to turn your lights out. Let's say it like that. But yeah, that noisome and grievous sore, that's what will happen if you take the MOTB. You will be destroyed from that. Okay. What's that? I'm gonna search second death. I spelled it wrong. I said death. Okay, this is Revelations chapter. No, it's 20. Okay. No, wait. Yeah, it is 20. I'm tripping. Okay, so let me go to Revelation 20 real quick. I'm using a new app. I'm still gotta get the hang of this. This is Revelation chapter 20 and verse. Let me see. What was that verse? I'll start at verse 4. This is Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. It's referring to the elect, beginning with Yahushua. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, which those that will be martyrs will be risen first. It will be written. Well, not. Let me say that those that died in the faith first, and those that will be those that will give their life for this truth will be given very, very high ranking positions, and those are of the elect. And the word of Yahweh, in which had not worshipped the beast, neither received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they reign with Mashiach 1,000 years. So that's their first dominion, and our first dominion is those that will be translated into the chariots. And for newcomers, those chariots of our salvation, which is going into 2 Kings chapter 1. Well, those are our vehicles of salvation, and those chambers are when we're going to be beamed up from them chariots and transformed into a new celestial, a new immortal body. Not Korean. pursuant to 2 Corinthians chapter 15. But let me double check that. Is either 1 Corinthians 15 or 2 Corinthians 15. Let me double check. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 15, not 2 Corinthians 15. Yeah, 1 Corinthians chapter 15. So, yeah, that is what that is referring to. But at the end of the day, Baqash, you do not have to accept what the prophets of the Lord have been saying about prophecy, about the words Lord. We're going to see who's been telling the truth. And at the end of the day, it's not up to you. It's not up to us if we make you believe. We cannot make you believe. All we can do is speak the words of the Lord and do that in season, out of season, every day, day and night, and so on and so forth. But Lord, when this video is edifying, before I close out, I like to give our praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakak Wadash. Lord, when this video is edifying, and I'll see you next one.